So guys, we're upstairs. Welcome to my desk if you haven't been here before. I was recording some of this downstairs and it's really beautiful day out, so there's like a million kids running around, so you couldn't hear a freaking thing. So I'm going to go ahead and put a picture up over here while I'm talking to you and try to describe what you guys are seeing. I drew on my board downstairs, which I used to illustrate some of the points and some of the information that I'm trying to convey to you guys out there. The first question is, why, Jason, why would I want to get a IDF update kit in the first place? Well, you might not need it, but it's like anything else, you know, it's cool. It's fun to work on our cars, and I've installed this IDF update kit before, as mentioned in a previous video, on my dad's 40 IDFs on his 67 convertible. The way that the carburetors work for dual carbs is anywhere between 0 to maybe a little bit above 3,000 RPMs, you are in the idle circuit, or the idle circuit fuel system, which meters the fuel and air going into your engine. And the way that works is it's just off your idle jet. You know, whatever that one idle jet is that you have your set, mine is a 60. And once you get above that 3,000, more like high 3,000, like 3,500 to like 6,000 to 7,000, you transition from your idle circuit into your main circuit. And what comes into play there is your main jet and your air correction jet, and how it's pulling fuel through the carburetor, through that main jet and that air correction jet, into the carburetor through the auxiliary venturi and through the main venturi. Now the main venturi is the cylinder that you take out of the actual body of the carburetor, and the auxiliary is it looks like a bat wing that's stuck down inside of there, a bat wing with a hole in it. Well, what you're replacing is both of those two items. You're replacing the main venturi and you're replacing the auxiliary venturi with a fuel rail. And if you're looking at this photo, this picture that I have up here for you guys that I drew, you'll see where on your standard venturi, the one that's already in there from Weber, it's kind of drawn across, and as it draws air down across that venturi, it pulls the fuel and air mixture into the carburetor and down into your engine. And you can see how it kind of just like stumbles off, kind of like what looks like to me is a waterfall. It waterfalls into the carburetor, and then it atomizes because your engine can't burn liquid fuel, so it has to turn it into a gas. So it atomizes it with the air and the fuel as it enters the combustion chamber. Now, what happens with the update kit is, as the RPM range gets higher and higher, there's a bar that's installed instead. It's a spray bar, I think is what CB refers to it as, a spray bar that spreads it evenly across the body area going down into the carburetor, allowing better atomization at higher RPMs. So that sounds cool. And the only real way to test that would be if I had a dyno, and I don't. So I have the dyno called my right foot.
Speed up, gas pedal, gas pedal.
If you see any noticeable changes in driving it, and honestly, I've had it in for probably a week or two now, and I would say that maybe I see some increase, but it's negligible. So this update kit is probably more of like a a fun thing to do. Do you need it? I seem to be getting a little bit more power, but honestly, you're gonna get really good power just by tuning your engine correctly. So that's the fun part, and that's eventually gonna come. I'm gonna get an exhaust system where I got O2 sensors on either bank, the 1-2 side and 3-4 side, and then I'll be able to use a wideband and check and see what my air to fuel mixture is. Hey guys, this is Jason from JWClassicVW. I hope you're really enjoying this video. I'm only interrupting it for a second. Do me a favor, if you haven't done so already, enable notifications down below once you subscribe to the channel. What? You haven't subscribed yet? Go ahead and hit that subscribe, guys. Now back to the video. Today we are working on that IDF update kit from CB Performance. As you can see, I've already got it all done and in the car, and Goose is running pretty good. There are a few hiccups at higher RPMs when I'm cruising down the road that continue to plague me with this carburetor setup. But let me go ahead and show you how this IDF kit works and how to install it. Follow me back into the garage, guys. Alright guys, well welcome back. I went ahead and disassembled the whole carburetor for the rebuild, and I tanked it in one of the chem dips, and then I've spent a good amount of time going through it with the carb cleaner and some clean rags to ensure that all of the progression holes and my mixture screw and all the passages have been cleaned out completely. The standard Venturi is one of these, and then this new Venturi, which allows air and fuel to be drawn in a more, I guess, spread kind of look, because this is what you get before, just this one single down spout in the center there, and now you get the holes all the way across this rail. So we're gonna go ahead and install this, and it's pretty simple. You just slide it through here, you get a little O-ring on. You want to make sure that your O-ring side is facing in towards the main jets. So we'll go ahead and do that. It just pushes down into place, and then we'll take a look, and you can see that the set screw is off a little bit. I don't know if you guys see that or not. It's off a little bit there. There we go. Oh, that one's closer. That one's closer. They're not perfect by any means, but I'll go ahead and take a screwdriver and, or not a screwdriver, but a drill bit, and get these holes better aligned. And I'm just going to take a little bit of material to get these to where they want to be. And this might be me being a little anal, but I'd rather have it. I'd rather have the set screws lined up better, right? So let's go ahead and do that. See if we can get that looking better. There are different types of drill bits, and you want to pay attention to which one you're using. This one right here has a, you can see where the tip is flat across there. Considering how deep we're going to be going, you don't want to use one of these ones that's got like a little countersink on it, because then you probably have some problems. You guys can see that very good. Yeah, I like to use a cardboard box when I'm spraying to kind of just keep things from going everywhere. No carb cleaner. And now we're going to take a rag and wipe this out. And I like to use these blue shop towels. They don't leave any real debris behind. You know what I'm talking about? Like, seems like no matter what kind of rag you use, there's always some kind of crap it's leaving behind. These don't seem to do that. So that's nice. I like that. Good. Good. And the other side. Good. Good, good, good. Go ahead and put our accelerator jets in. I installed the new brass, got little brass washers that go with these.
installing those. Tight, but not too tight. Good. Let's get the other one. And what you want to do is you want to take a look at these. These are 50s. You want to take a look at them and see if you can see. You want to be able to see light through there. Oh, there we go. You want to be able to see light through it. This one isn't going to get clogged. This could get clogged because it's pretty small. Oh, so you guys can see it. Will you focus, please? One of these days, I'm gonna get a real camera. Yeah, and not my phone. That can get clogged. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it through and see if we can make sure there's nothing stuck in there. Oh. Good old Weber IDFs. Yeah. I've been messing around with these IDFs for a while, actually. My dad has 40 IDFs on his convertible 67 that is all packed up and stored away in New York. Upstate New York, actually. At my grandparents' house in upstate New York. Next thing we want to go ahead and do is do our. I guess we can put this on or put these in the set screws. So let's go ahead and just run those down. It's pretty straightforward. You can use like a little dab. I guess I will. I'm gonna use a little dab of blue Loctite. Just a little bit. It's got this is a little set bolt on here, a little set nut on there. You don't probably need this, but I'm just gonna put a little bit up on there for assurance. Yeah, that's it. Reassurance. Be careful tightening this down. These the inserts are not very thick at all, and you could easily over tighten them. Good. Good. More than enough. You can see I'm just putting a little bit on the threads. You don't need much more than that. And I'm just using my finger on the inside here to make sure I don't go too far, because that would be no bueno. You don't need Loctite on these, but a little bit isn't going to hurt anything. So just don't put a lot, and don't use like red Loctite, because you're going to be having all kinds. Damn it! I said don't use a lot. I put a splooge on there. Just, you guys know that it feels right torque. That's, you're just trying to be careful not to go too tight on this stuff, because these carbs are pretty fragile, and you could jack them up pretty easily. So spring goes first. For those of you out there that aren't sure, the spring goes first. This is the old diaphragm, and it does look a little worn. So it's probably not a bad idea to go ahead and replace this diaphragm. It's just, it's been used. We have a new one, so why not put it on there? And this diaphragm that came in this kit actually is a bit thicker. Yeah, it's just the material that it's made out of is a little bit thicker, which I kind of like that. So which way does it go, guys? Does it go this way, or does it go this way? It goes this way, up. This is kind of a trick, right? I'm getting this thing back on here. I just kind of hold it down in place, and then just kind of get the bottom on first, and then just move it down like that. And that's good. Now I just gotta get the game of getting the holes lined up, right? So the trick is to start each one a little bit. That's the trick. Don't tighten one down all the way before you get them all in. That's the trick, guys. If you haven't learned that yet, when it comes to vehicles and working on stuff, that is a number one pro tip. Never tighten all the stuff down until you get everything in a little bit. For those of you out there, you guys that have been doing this for a while, you know what I'm talking about. Get all your screws in a little bit first, and then go around and tighten them up. That is, it's like the magic trick. It's like one of the first things my dad taught me. And I'm just putting just enough on here, just like with anything else. There you go. Not going too crazy. Oh, you guys can hear that. Can you hear that? Yeah, that's a diaphragm. Let's go ahead and put our mixture screws and our idle jets in next. These are the jets that always get clogged. So you want to make sure that you clean them out well. And they just come right up out of here like this. Boop. It's out of there. So we spray this out, spray out the jet. These are replaceable jets depending on what your engine combination is. I'm running 60s in here. They come with 50s or 55s, I think, but you want to upgrade that. Ooh, yeah, that one was tight. That's the way it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray these out, and I'll be right back, guys. Way easier. Good. Alright. So I've already cleaned this out as well, the top. Just gotta reassemble it. This little strainer filter that goes in there too. I did find some debris in there, so it was doing its job. I'm gonna go spray it out real quick. That in there. We got a new gasket for this bad boy. Put that on. There you go. So this is where your float levels should be. So yeah, it is. See, 10 millimeters is the gap there, but you also have to have it set right when it's fully down as well. 32.5 millimeters. I can go ahead and confirm these, but I've checked them earlier and they are on. Alright. Cool. Let's go ahead and get you back on here. Get my float back on here. This came with this new pin. We'll go ahead and run that in there. Maybe. This is gonna be a pain in the butt. Put the old pin back in. I don't care if it works better. Where's my little rep tap hammer at? Come here, little hammer. That's not so bad. Get it lined up right. Yeah, man, that works good. That thing fits in there flush. Good. Alright, let's put it back on, man. I do not put Loctite on these screws. Whichever you do, like I've said, it is up to you what you do. This is what I do. Everybody, there's probably a million different ways that people work on Volkswagens. Which is, I would say that none of them are wrong, because if it works for you, then why would it be, how's it wrong? Alright. Just tight enough, guys, remember? I'm not trying to go gonzo on this thing. So, these are your main jets. You have your air correction jet, you have your main fuel jet, and this kit comes with a 1.65 main fuel jet and a 1.95, I think it was 1.95. or 1.9 air correction jet. So I had a 2.0 air correction and a 1.6. So what we ended up doing is actually we're richening up the mixture. Gonna get more fuel going into this now, which I don't know if it'll run better or if I'm gonna have to flip back to the other type of you know, what I was running before, which is actually less fuel. Or I could take this air correction and swap it out and put in the 2.0 with this 1.6, which is still going to give me a little bit more fuel than the 1.6 that I was running. Cool beans. Hey guys, we got a carburetor back together again. What? Put the manifold back on and should be good to go. All right, guys. Talk to you a little bit.
General seems to be running pretty good. The only problem is, I believe, is my jetting. I'm gonna go ahead and play with that a little bit more and kind of figure out where the best place is to be. My problem is when I get into higher RPMs and I really stomp on the gas. I believe it's the transition from my idle circuit into my main circuit, or the main jet with the air correction. That can be something that's kind of tricky to get figured out. It really depends on what kind of engine combination you have. A number of things: your heads, your cam, the size. you could have the same two engines that are putting out the same CCs, like two 2276 engines that are completely jetted differently. And I kind of mentioned that in an earlier video. Let me go ahead and turn the engine off for a second. So there's a gun range in the distance. You're gonna hear some pops from that every now and then. I want to go ahead and do the outro right now. There's a lot of new people that are part of the channel. We've almost hit the 1K mark, the 1,000 mark, which was kind of my goal for this first year of doing a YouTube channel. I want to thank everybody that has subscribed, and those that haven't subscribed yet that are kind of stopping in and checking out the channel. Go ahead and subscribe, guys, and that way you can get content or updates on my content automatically. As long as you hit that little bell icon off to the side, the bell. So go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon for future content for Goose and I. We got a lot of new stuff going to be coming up in 2020. I'm kind of excited about it. I told myself if I hit 1,000 subscribers that I would go ahead and invest a little bit more into my audio visual for the channel. So we're going to get a drone, we're going to get a new camera, and it's going to start to get legit, guys, with some 4K content. So that'll be kind of exciting. Hey guys, I want to take a second and introduce you to a YouTuber that does Volkswagen related material as well. If you haven't checked out his channel yet, I'm going to go ahead and link him down in the description below. His name is Mike FN. I'm not sure what the FN stands for, but Mike, FN nice guy, has just done a whole series on building a rock solid engine. Let's check it out for a second, huh? You got it running, guys. Yeah. So if you're not already a subscriber to Mike, go on over to his channel, check it out, and if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe and let him know that Jason from JWClassicVW sent you guys. All right. I did see that VW Darren is going to be coming back in 2020 with some awesome stuff that he plans on going and visiting some of the other Volkswagen shops and Volkswagen producers that make all of the cool stuff that we guys use on our cars, because without them, we wouldn't be able to work on our cars, right? We wouldn't have anything new to work on them. Well, performance and stock, so that's going to be super cool. What's going on this weekend at JWClassicVW? Well, we're going to be going to a car show. We're actually doing the car show that's local here tomorrow, so that'll be super neat. So when you guys are seeing this video on Sunday, I'll be at a car show. I can't wait to do that. Future stuff that's coming along, I got some cool new parts in from Vintage Speed. I'm going to show you guys that in an upcoming video. And what else we got? We're gonna be doing some carpet stuff because I want to go ahead and add some padding to the carpet inside my car to help out with sound deadening. So if you guys are interested in that, stay tuned. That's it for now, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for adding comments down below. You guys are great. We wouldn't be here without you. See you guys next time. This is Jason with JWClassicVW, and I'm out.
This is how you reckon. You know we always gotta bring you that positive vibe music, positive vibe that you can ride to. One love, how you mixtape. I'm feeling really happy exactly where I stand.